I could put you in the brig for what you've done, but I won't do it.
Our last Facebook video. Wow.
Wouldn't that be good?
Wow. This is The Talking Dicks. We're a spin-off to the web series The Two Dicks, which is a 1950s detective parody. And I'm Al Ducharme, and I'm in California. And that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is Al Romas, and he's in Tampa, Florida.
No, sir.
Oh, you're in Vero Beach.
I'm in Vero Beach. I'm on the East Coast, man. I'm across the state all the way. I'm in some kind of an extended suite stay hotel room deal. So, yeah.
And I spy Hello Dolly performance right behind you. I'm not sure if that's Carol Channing or if that's some sort of like college production. And it's in your hotel room. Hello Dolly. So I'm guessing someone there is gay or...
I don't know to be honest, I didn't even notice that. I've been here a day and a half. I did not notice that is that Hello Dolly?
That is Hello Dolly. And the reason why I recognize it is because when I was in college, I was very active in the theater, and and I would do the comedies, and I would do the dramas, and I was really into the acting. And occasionally, well, every semester they put on a big musical. They didn't have enough bodies, so I would end up in the chorus somewhere because I couldn't sing, and I was one of those dancing waiters.
There you go.
And someone recently, at the end of last year, 2019, they posted a video of the full production that I was in, and there's like dancers, and then there's me.
And we'll see it right here. Right here.
I don't know if I can get it. I'll try.
Oh, come on, man. Put on the Patreon.
Put on the Patreon.
That'll be a good one on the Patreon for Patreon members, eyes only. And that's where other things are going to be only soon. And we're not talking about that yet, but you know what I'm saying there, Alfred.
I do.
The other things will be on Patreon soon.
Yes. We're going to make the Talking Dicks only available on audio on, iTunes and Stitcher and all those other platforms, Spotify. And then the video cast
that you've grown to know and love.
That you've grown to know and love will only be available for our Patreon members at this address right here. And you can support us or help support us as little as $5 a month. Come on! $60 a year to keep us alive.
Exactly. It's a good deal. And so you can get us audio if you like, if you want to be that way. But if you want to see it and hear it the way you've done for 60, I believe this is number 60.
60, baby.
Volume 60. Volume 60. And you'll see that on the Patreon, and that's coming up soon. And I drove across the state on Friday, got to Vero Beach early, got into town a little early, had 8 hours to kill before the show. First I thought about heading down to the bay, then I knew where I had to go. What's that from? Quick.
I don't know. I don't remember.
It was a Taxi by Harry Chapin.
Wow.
Yeah.
You broke off from the Beatles and pulled that sucker out.
I got a few. I got a couple in my pocket. That's one of them.
I'm going to tell you something right now. Al, for some reason, a lot of his references are actually like 10 years older than he actually is in age. Just he loves the old stuff.
I told you my music stops about 1982. I've given up after that.
All right.
So I got into town early, and what do I do when I get into town early, Alfred? What am I looking for?
What?
What am I looking for?
You're looking for coffee, cigars.
I get a coffee, and I get a cigar. Okay. So there's a little. I put it in the Waze cigars. I find a little old man cigar shop in a strip mall, Vero Beach. Nobody's here. This is an empty, dead little town. I go into this. There's 4 men in a little called the Smoke Inn. I get a cigar. I sit down. Within 5 minutes, what do I hear? Hey, Al. Oh no! Oh, and my one of my great things, hang-ups in life is small talk, with that. And this guy walks over. I don't know who he is.
Oh, chatty Cathy, oh, Mattel's famous talking doll.
He's got a cigar. He's like, "How are you, buddy?" I go, "I'm good." He goes, "We spent a week together on a cruise in the Mediterranean last year."
Out of the
Oh.
40 cruises that you did last year, you should have remembered who he was out of the 5,000 people on board, or 10,000.
What are the odds? What are the odds?
Well,
I mean,
that's it.
No.
I know you're resistant to it, the small talk, but you got to remember these people have seen you in a comedy club or in a theater, maybe the big theater on the ship, and you made them laugh. You were probably the highlight of the cruise. They remember who you are, and they want to make contact with you, and you're reluctant.
I'm reluctant. But how is that even? But the odds of that, Vero Beach, a tiny little cigar
the
bar in
the
Vero
time
Beach.
slot during the day before your show.
Four people. A year after, I'm wearing sunglasses probably still, and the guy's, "Hey, Al." I'm like, "What the fuck is going on here?" Luckily, though, he goes, "I'd love to chat and catch up, but I'm plugged in. I'm working right now. So, when I'm done, we'll catch up." I go, "Yeah." I go, "Okay." I go, "I'm probably only here for about 30 minutes, but okay." And so I kind of rushed through it, took half of it out, and
you missed a sale of a mug. You could have got a coffee mug sale.
Wasn't thinking.
Which are available, as you can see right here. They're nice coffee mugs. You didn't bring yours with you, did you?
I didn't. I packed the shirt, but forgot the
Mine's
mug.
right here.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah. But you're in your house. You're in your house.
There it is.
I'm on the road, man.
This is our coffee
Right.
mug, and it's a fine mug. And
Yeah, but you're home.
If you're
Sir,
a Patreon
you're
member,
home.
depending on what level, you can get a free mug and a coaster. I think it's $10 a month. And then if you're a $5 member, I think you get a coaster. The coasters are
Last
nice, but
night-
you want the mug.
Well, last night on my regular Facebook page, I promoted where I am this weekend, Vero Beach, Riverside Theater. And it was a little banter between me and another old friend of mine, Vinny Mark, comedian from Long Island.
Oh, funny guy. Yep.
And then Danny McKenna, the old manager of Rascals, he pops in. He knows what we're talking about. And he goes, I go, "Oh, you win, Danny." And he goes, "Oh, I win. How about a coaster?" It's like, dude, you're on the wrong page. and secondly, put that shit on the Two Dicks page.
Put it in the comments, Danny. Danny, you know better. It's a part of branding,
Come on, Danny.
association, and building an audience. And you can
giving
help
him the
us.
light.
You gave him the light. Danny,
I'm giving him the light.
Danny, he gave you the light. He gave you the light. I'm going to give him an extra 5 minutes because he's working out a new bit. Danny, comment,
Did you ever work Rascals with Danny in the back?
I worked with Dan.
That light was quick, and you were done when it hit. It was.
Danny was quick with the light. I also worked with him even after Rascals. He was producing his own show there for a bit at the Ramada. That was a fun gig.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't know about that.
Well, because he ran it like, clockwork. Get the light, get off! But, yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of gigs, how was your gig? Your first time on stage in 6-7 months? Give us the rundown.
It was 7 months since I performed live. I performed on Zoom a couple of times. That was
Doesn't
not
count.
my thing.
Don't
Don't recommend it. There's some comedians that are addicted to it. They're like they're just running their material. I'm like, that doesn't work. But
It's terrible.
I know it's terrible.
Yeah.
I'll still do it though if they ask me. But the thing is that this is the first time I was actually in front of a live audience. It was outdoors behind the 14 Cannons Brewery in Westlake Village, which is a nice little community. It was actually by the loading docks where they actually deliver the ingredients, where they actually make the beer on the premises. And but they had it. They leveled off the parking lot with plywood, and they put the tables 6 to 8 feet apart. Everybody was distanced. I guess we had, if I had to guess, 80 people, maybe 100, which was a lot more than I thought. And everybody wore their mask until they got to the table, and then they took their mask off, and they ordered drinks and food, which is great. Of course, there's just a few people. After they have one or two, you start getting up. They go, "Hey, Margie, how are you?" And they just walk through the crowd without their mask on, and people are going like this.
Right.
And but then someone said,
"How was the
"Put
show?"
your mask
I was
up."
asking how you did.
I'm getting to it. It was great.
Of the loading dock.
There was my wife Bernadette Pauly, very funny comedian. She went up there and rocked the house. There were 3 other comics on. It was a long night, but it was good. It was good. I closed out with about a half hour, and after an hour and 15 minutes, hour and 20 minutes of show, I had to go up there and do a half. But the audience was so giving. They're like, "Thank you for performing." They just wanted to get out and see something live outside.
Well, I don't understand this. So did it go well? Did it not go? What was your story is so convoluted. I can't follow it. Bernie killed, the show went long, then you got up.
I got up before I hit the stage.
Went well or not?
Before I hit the stage, everyone left. It went well. The audience was very receptive. They loved us. They had enough gas in the tank for me when I got up there to close it out. And they were wonderful. Lots of accolades when we got off stage. People coming up and
Did you have any problems? Did you have any problems remembering your act? Did it come right back? Did you listen to it beforehand?
I recorded your act, and I had it playing in my ear, and I just, those fell flat. But when I went back to my material, they blew up. The crowd loved it.
My shit's not made for the cannonball run. It's it's an indoor theater type of a comedy act built on a roof. Like, comedy's like a pot pie. I've said it before.
I heard that, frozen pot pie.
It needs a roof.
It needs a roof.
Yeah.
Right, and carrots.
I did 2 last. I did 2 last night and 2 tonight. 2 more.
But this is Monday, so you're going to get this.
Yeah, well, I think they've caught on.
Yeah, you know that we're like this one is 48 hours behind. The other one's 24 hours behind.
If they've watched any of the volumes past 30 seconds,
well,
they know.
If they get past 5 minutes, that's when we do the adult portion. There's nudity. We have both female and male strippers. We give away big prizes. We have
we do a scene from Hello, Dolly.
We do.
Yeah, Al breaks out his dancing waiter bit from college. The Hello, Dolly. Oh, you got to get that video. That's. I'll join Patreon for that.
I was getting laid in the theater because most of the guys, the dancers especially, were gay, and the girls wanted attention, so I was getting laid.
Nice. Mm-hmm. And what made you quit that just for stand-up? Why didn't you continue in your life in the theater?
Do you have any questions?
Why did that? No questions today.
We have no questions? That's my favorite part of this whole goddamn Talking Dicks podcast videocast is questions. And we couldn't conjure up a question. So please go, hit like, and pose a question on any subject whatsoever. He usually sees them in advance, and then he feeds them to me, and then my response is usually off the cuff, and his are well thought out. Calculated.
Yours are slow and fumbling, while mine are quick and nail it.
I know. It's very much similar to our sex lives. You're quick in and out. I'm kind of a low roll.
A low roll?
I don't know.
Clearly,
I have no game. Clearly, I'm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is this what happened at Cannonball Run Thursday night? Is this what we?
It was 14 cannons, and it's a great brewery. They ran it and planned it so well, and the audience was fantastic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did you shit on it when you get up? Did you do a little? What the fuck? I'm outdoors.
I said I just want you to know I haven't done this outdoor stuff in a while, and but this is not beneath me performing in front of the loading docks. Broke the ice. I do remember when I went off script a little bit to chat to someone for a second or two before I went back in. During that time, I was trying to remember, what bit am I doing? What's next?
Right.
Whereas normally when we're performing, a few nights a week, it's like this. This time I was reaching, and what seemed like an eternity at moments, we realized later that it's just it's like 2 or 3 seconds. But in our minds, 2 or 3 seconds is an eternity. It seems like it's 20 minutes.
Yeah, definitely. And, it's like everything. Whenever you see, anyone perform, they know the mistakes. We don't know the mistakes, so. But I've done a lot of shows, really, and I'm still at that point. It's still not like it was.
Because you're
what I
taking,
mean?
sometimes you take a week off, 10 days off.
Yeah, at least.
2 weeks.
Next week I'm doing a Monday night gig.
I love
with
Mondays.
Helen Keeney. Helen Keeney will be headlining. I will be featuring for Miss Keeney in a bar somewhere in Clearwater, Florida.
I would not
I don't know
hesitate
any
taking
detail.
that gig. First of all, you get to hang out with Keeney. She's a good kid. She's funny.
Yeah.
That's number one. Two, no pressure in closing that mother, And
All the pressure's on Keeney.
yes, Bernie
Yeah.
used to do the college circuits a lot. She's like, "Hey, do you want to come with me and burn 20 minutes?" I'm like, "Yes,"
Yeah.
because usually when you're hired, you got to do an hour, and if you don't know what the situation is, you're either going to be in a packed theater, or there's going to be
Right.
like 9 students because there's a basketball game, championship basketball game
Yeah.
on campus, opening of the play. They scheduled everything the same night, and it's crickets.
Well, not to sound like that classic comic guy, but I haven't middled in years. You know what I mean? You just don't take a middle spot. There's no money. It doesn't matter. So I'm looking forward. I can goof around and try anything I want for 30 minutes, and then throw it to Helen. She's got to close it out.
Yeah. Yep.
It's like last night. The show starts at 7. I go, what time am I going on? They go 7:30. I go, what time is the show over? They go 8:30. I'm like, an hour? Got to do an hour? I go, can't they go a little longer? Can't the other comics do? There's 2 other comics.
Well, they want you to do an hour.
I got to go an hour.
Not during a pandemic. It's usually the standard is 45 to 50 minutes for a headliner.
I know. This is not in here in
if
Vero Beach.
if you go on to an hour, it's because it's on your own terms. But during the pandemic, when we're not performing nearly as
I'll
much,
let them know. I'll let them know tonight. I'll say, these are the rules during
they're
the
trying
pandemic.
to sell an extra round of drinks, which is understandable. That everybody's hurting, but
Yeah.
Come on, work with us.
And they have a live music in the front of the theater, but you have to have a ticket to be able to sit near the live music because they don't want. It used to be the public could just sit outside the theater,
Right.
listen to live music.
Right.
So they have people across the street sitting in chairs, the folding chairs that they brought across the street, listening to live music while cars pass by. It's like, how desperate are you people for just anything? Holy God! They bring their old folding chairs. Cars are passing by, but there's live music 200 feet away.
It's the new temporary normal, and we're going to get through all this shit. And after we lose another couple 100,000 people in the future, we'll be able to laugh about this whole situation.
What a laugh! What would you say if you met the Dalai Lama? What would you say to him?
How much time do I have to do?
No.
What would you say?
Hello, Dolly. Subscribe.
Mary.
If you shoot me, you won't see a cent of that money. Why?